Well, good evening, Australia. Australia all out 225. And you'd be right in saying, why are you so late? And that is a very fair and reasonable question. And we will get to ask TGC in a moment's time. But this is so hard to figure out what's good. It's pink, it's Jamaica, it's green, it's dark. We don't know what is good. In contrast to what's happening here in London, don't know that either. So it's all fears and anxiety. And that's waking up on a Sunday morning trying to figure all this out, including life itself. Pezza, is 225 good?
I think so. I suspect it is, just as it's been good all series. I mean, I think Australia has gone through this series as a nation, as well as the team, with the aggressive exterior of being, 1 for 50 and going, let's call them in now. It's starting to get dark. And also, can we bat?
Yeah.
But, I suspect 225 in a, bombastic, aggressive Sabina Park, Jamaica, with a pink Duke's ball on a deck with live grass at night is going to be enough against these. Of course, the most concerning thing about the day's play was that after 9 overs, the Windies are only 1 for 16. That is probably the biggest Argus watch. Stark did the thing, but he only did it once.
I did it once. One time. Beat the bat a million times.
They all had a crack. Coming to the game itself, but I think the non-selection of, and that's non-selection.
Non-selection, yes.
Of Nathan Lyon.
The non-selection.
That was a few months ago. Suggests to me that, the boys have had a look at the deck and gone, holy hell. Apparently at training beforehand, they were just bombing balls everywhere and just side-mouthing, it's going to be a 2-day test, going to be a 2-day test, going to be a 2-day test.
Brought your sticks, haven't you?
Yeah, exactly. Nathan Lyon's taken 43 wickets in 13 pink ball tests. Windies have gone in with 2 spinners.
Exactly.
Someone's wrong.
What's doing?
Yeah, Australia's just gone, all right, first time since 2012, 4 quicks.
Yeah.
And also Bailey too close to the players.
Yeah,
evidently not Nathan Lyon.
Hate resits. So Nathan Lyon averages 25 with the pink ball compared to 30 with the red ball. Yeah. And so he actually bowls better with it, and they're still nah.
Yeah, I'm just having a look at this.
Probably won't be required, actually. Yeah. Gaz, cool thy jets.
Yeah. Well, apparently the Sabina Park curator said to the boys, and again, it would have been side mouth. He's like, if you're a spinner, you're going to be on the, you may as well go to the beach. But, is that 4D chess? I mean, that happens all through cricket.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Travis Head putting the old digit there in ice.
Yeah,
exactly. All that kind of gear. But also, it is a watch, though, because it is Kratz's 100th test match.
Yes.
And his great mate, Nathan Lyon, not playing. So,
I'm hearing a lot about that. I mean, can you imagine, a lot of people, there seems to be, a tenor of moaning in the press that Lyon won't be able to play the game with his great mate Kratz. But, can you imagine just the flip of that from the press if Lyon was purely selected so he could just be around his mate? You know what I mean? That would truly be boys club stuff.
Yeah, true, yeah.
And that's all. And we're getting straight into it. It's just I don't mind Scott Boland having a game. Nathan Lyon's selection is not in any kind of jeopardy. He's going to be their first ball there in Perth. But Scott Boland's a pretty good player too. So,
So the stat is that it's the first time when he's been fit, not selected since 2013. Mm-hmm. And they picked probably the guy that's been the best player when he plays. So what does this mean for Lyon's future?
Exactly. He must have known because he handed over the song as well. So it's definitely it's a watch.
Yes,
it's a watch. It's a
Rolex. And he has been dropped as well.
Yeah, that's right. Lyon dropped.
Yeah.
Lyon sensationally dropped as selectors make unusual call amid.
Kratz's birthday party.
Rory.
It does feel like a birthday party. Where it's I want him to come.
Yeah, that's right. You can have 3 friends at your birthday party.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Australia in the first session, 1 for 50 at I think they call it T in the first session.
Yeah,
whatever the first session is, 1 for 50, and the boys were smoking them. Osman bats for 2.5 hours, and I reckon that's about as good a contribution as you'll get in this Test match from an opening batter.
Yeah.
That is actually hard yakka.
Yeah, it's the longest innings from an opener this series as well, I think.
In any country.
Yeah, in any.
I know he gets 20 something. it actually is a contribution. Like he's faced 90-something balls. Like, that actually is a contribution. That Constas is dropped early again. He hits a couple of fours.
Run out, dropped.
Yeah, and also like 225 is worth about 400 with this slow outfield.
Yeah.
Any danger from Moa lads?
Yeah,
getting over there to Jamaica. So,
but is that partnership, Constas being like nearly run out, dropped out for 17, taking guard on sixth stump, outside off stump, falling over, unbalanced, misses a straight one, but still trending up.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Like 220. I mean, we're getting like two different but similarly themed grade games at the moment. One in England and one here in one in the West Indies.
Yeah.
Where 220 is pretty good when you're playing on a really tough deck, and openers that just openers that for whatever reason they ride their luck, nearly get run out. It's a bit chaotic, but if they stay in for an hour, and the other opener stays in for 2 hours, every single other batter is like, I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thanks very much. But again, that's not average. That's not a 5 in front of the average. So
no,
Argus.
So contributions from Green and Smith: 46 for Green off 108, Smith 48 off 66. They put on 61 in 17 overs. Playing between a grind and a race against the clock because the sun was setting. And it was all sort of a helter-skelter, I suppose. Hard to tell if these are the greatest innings of all time or their unders. Green gets an absolute seed from Seals.
Ball before was even better as well.
I mean, like kissing off bail, angling in, decking away. I mean, it's just majesty. But so both guys hitting 40s, high 40s, daddy 40s.
Yes.
But also can't tell. Smith was sort of like smoking him early, Green grinding it out like Usman was. But I can't tell if it's amazing, if it's worth 150, or if these are globes basically. Until the West Indies bat, and it's. I can't tell,
mate. I'm marching on Jolimon if they're not out for under 130. But I think we're all obligated constitutionally to say that Smith's playing a different game out there.
Yeah.
He looked incredible, but I sort of felt he's batting on a different planet. But
nice.
I liked that. I felt like he was playing angry, not angry at the conditions, but he was saying afterwards is like it was just it was a one with your name on a deck. So he was just trying to smash everything really. And Australia seems to have gone into this game and they have an incredible pink ball record. That said, all games at home. It's their first pink ball game away from home. With probably a more resolute, deliberate approach than we've seen before. Like they're like it's 4 quicks, and when you go out, we're going to bat first, and obviously we're going to get through that first session, but then we're going to score runs as quickly as possible so we can have a roll at them. Like they know exactly how they want to do it. It is odd in international cricket for teams to diverge in how they go about it. Like the Windies with 2 spinners, they bring Warrickham back in now. Alzari Joseph's off the field for a lot of the day with scans, so they need to fill those overs. But it's not usual for 2 teams to come up with a different read on what's going on.
Yeah.
Australia's been almost like zealous in the way they want to go about it. So it's unusual to see Australian players I think just all of them not so much throw the bat, but when that night was when the sun was setting, night was descending and the lights were taking shape, if there is light at all coming out, they were all like, as many as possible because we need a bowl. We need a rock and roll.
So the last 2 night test matches in Australia was Hobart for the Ashes, and there was one before then, and Lyon basically hardly bowled.
You mean apart from Adelaide?
Yes, right.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been the Gabba, where Shamar Joseph.
It must have been, yeah. So, and that's the only game that Australia's lost with the pink ball, right?
Yeah.
So you can imagine the conversations where Australia is so formulaic, and the fact that they've left Lyon out. Even if they don't figure he's going to be that required, they're like, nah, it just makes sense to play the spinner. They their conversations must be, this is an absolute
honking
shit tip.
Yeah, but has it been? Do you think it played like that? I mean, the guys who were there, Lawler and Cherney and those guys were saying that it was seeming more than it ever has in Adelaide, and that there was the data analysis. So Cricket Hotel, shout out to them, independent media, sign up. Support. Lawler was saying he had a source of somebody who would know, saying that it was seeming up to 3 degrees, as in too far. The TV was saying 1 degree, but 3 degrees of seam, almost too much to take wickets. Yeah, so you can see where the Aussies come to that conclusion. But it also seemed like it wasn't so honking that everyone was going to get out. I mean, they've made 220 a whole bunch of guys made starts.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was spinning a lot on day one. You can't see this game lasting too long.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But is it as honking as the Aussies seem to have built their side around?
Well, I would say it's not dangerous. I think that South Africa Gabba Test match from a couple of years ago, that was getting silly.
Yeah.
That was near on dangerous.
Yeah.
It's not like that. It's just it's kind of fun actually. It's actually a nice antidote to what's happening here in this Test match. Antidote, tonic was a word I was looking for. But antidote will also
I like antidote.
But in that context as well, Smith's 48 or whatever, he looks great.
Yeah,
he looks the business. And so I like.
I want hundred as though it's funny. He's had. I mean, it wasn't going to happen here, but the World Test Championship final where he looked fucking great and got out. What was it, 60 odd, 70 or something? When he just when he got out to Aiden Markram, and then there's been a couple of innings in this series as well. It's just mate, there's 2 or 3 hundreds that have gone begging, and we'll take it because. He's streets ahead of anybody else in the side at the moment.
Yeah,
and I'm enjoying him looking great.
Yeah. To that end, the collapse. So Australia were 2 for 129, all out 225, of course. So Australia lose 7 for 68. An unbelievable catch from Anderson Phillip. He's a sub to get rid of Travis Head. Kerry and Cummins sort of tee off.
catch as well.
Yes, really sharp.
Kawaja.
Kerry and Cummins sort of tee off. They get 21 off 20 and 24 off 17 respectively. Who is it? Seals, it's Joseph, it's Greaves. They take all the wickets. So West Indies good. In the end, it looked hard when the lights were taking over. It did look hard. I was actually struggling to see the ball on TV.
I always struggle. Yeah, well, yeah. I'm the wrong person to ask, but But I find it really hard to pick up the pink balls. That's another thing Smith said after the day's play as well. He said at different times in the game he was struggling to pick it up. So,
right. Okay.
Yeah. Well, the outlook for batters is good. That's all we're saying, and has been in Australian cricket for a while.
Yeah. So Australia's now got to bowl them out at the right amount of time, in the right time tomorrow morning.
Yeah, well, exactly.
How does that work out? But anyway, a
advantage
collapse,
West Indies only being one down.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it is a heroic effort. We'll get to that in a second. But a collapse of 7 for 68, as I mentioned, with some really sharp fielding and some good bowling as well. But it's all of this is hard to tell what this means because it just looks so hard to bat this entire series. But then with the pink ball in brand new lights that don't actually cover past what would be the ring. It's is 7 for 68 bad? Is it actually a collapse, or is that it's about right? It's so hard to figure out,
Yeah. Well, see, again, 14 Chess West Indies, if they get bowled out before the sun goes down tonight, then maybe they'll get the rock and roll out Australia.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So perhaps the Windies should be throwing the bat in the morning so that they somehow it's not going to work out. But this is one of the things where it's everyone has very strident views on how you play a pink ball test. It's complete. It's almost like 2 different sessions, that you're playing. You're playing the morning. You're playing the day session and the night session, and it's very different tactics there.
So to that end, West Indies survived that final session, 9 overs, 45 minutes or so for 1 wicket loss. They did good. Kratz beat the bat a million times. Eventually hits the stumps. West Indies 1 for 16, 209 runs behind. That to be fair, actually is a really significant part of the game. It feels like because, as we just mentioned, if the West Indies can get through the best time to bat, in that early session when the sun's shining, then maybe Australia would be, up shit creek. I mean, Usman,
surely not.
Usman and Constas are any danger of some conditions where I can just take some pressure off myself.
Right.
Any danger.
Both of those guys are going to have the biggest AstroTurf ball machine when they get back for a week. They're like the NBA players who lost their talent in the Space Jam. They just cannot catch the ball. They've just been shorn. So they just need to put their hand on a basketball and their talent will come back. It's just tough. I just look at the channels that Australia bowls with the pink seed and throw bowling into that as well. Yeah. And I suppose slug.
I guess so, yeah.
And it's just I don't understand how the West Indies can make runs.
Yeah,
unless Australia bowls really badly.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt a modicum of safety when Australia commenced their innings. It was 1 or 2 extra people in the cordon than we're used to.
Yeah.
And it was giving Steve Waugh in the West Indies a little bit.
Yeah.
Now again, 1 for 16 we march on Jolimont, but it was a nice optic. It was a nice optic.
Now who's going to stand at bat pad with speed dealers on when Brian Lara has hit a 6 off Brett Lee?
Yeah.
And just staring at him for no good reason. Anything else in the cricket match?
No, just noting again on these conditions, Tony Doddermain, he was explaining he took the press aside before the first ball and just quickly explained why Nathan Lyon had been sensationally dropped amid Sabina. Just saying, look, I just like that he said, he goes, it's been our lived experience that these conditions are suitable for 4 fast bowlers. And I'll just lived experience is they've gone to the nets and gone, this is fucked. Get the pink cake out. Sorry, Gary. But that's been their lived experience.
Yeah, I just cannot see you having a role in these 3 days.
Yep.
Okay. All right, RCDC. Now to that end, it's a good time to just to inform people if you didn't catch the main show this week that we are of course in the UK at the moment, and the night test match has stitched us that massively. Vis-a-vis timing. So game finishing early in the morning.
You're about to do so before Higgins is about to step you through the realities of 3 different time zones, right?
Yes, I am.
So strap in.
Okay, so we of course have been at Lord's for the England Test match, and we are performing our biggest ever live show tonight at Hammersmith Apollo. Can't wait to do that. That's going to be really exciting. And of course, this day-night test match, it starts late and finishes really early. So we are doing our absolute best. We're doing our absolute best to get you the content. I understand it's finishing at midday in Australia on the eastern states. I know that's very frustrating. All you want is you just want to get in the trough and you just want to roll around in the mud and you want to know how to feel at the end of the day's play.
And so do we.
And so do we as well. I mean, we're all trying to figure it out. Now,
I think we have a good record of rolling around in the trough.
I think
with the piggies and with our fans,
yes.
with the audience.
A couple of replies to the information exchange that we weren't on the bill. We weren't on the bill, Pezza. Yeah, but you do a podcast, boys. Not too fucking hard, is it? Cry me a river. Is this your version of a slow overrate? Hungover Sundays are even worse when my internet daddies choose to ignore me. Exponential, existential crisis. Hey, Goober, where's Daily? And now we get into the real stuff. Ballers are funny colour. Commentators are unfamiliar sounds. Lyon is dropped. I'm watching live cricket at 10 a.m. on Sunday morning. And me big birds come to see if I want to go out for brunch. A wicket falls and I feel absolutely nothing. Nothing feels normal or right in my world, and I hate it. I mean,
that's
grippers. Couple of grippers.
It's glass half empty, really. I want to shout out the Jamaica optic, by the way, because when we switched it on last night UK time, I just felt like the sounds coming through the stadium just were a little bit more bombastic. In Jamaica, there's a little bit more energy to it, a little bit more oomph. And I'm looking for safety in that situation. Jamaica's got a little bit more, there's a bit more going on, I think, vis-a-vis the old energy on the streets there.
Yeah. Okay.
And I wanted some safety, and I got some when I heard the tones of Greg Blewett once again referring to his commentator as Carlos Braithwaite. And it's just like one, and poor Carlos, he doesn't realise the just the shadow that Darryl casts over the nation, and that though it's clearly Braithwaite, if you listen for 1 second, phonetically as you see it, it's Braithwaite, so that works, but also Darryl Braithwaite as well, and that's game set match. So it's an arm wrestle.
Yeah, but also it's Greg Blewett, and he was hot.
Yeah, that's I'm being legit. I've genuinely really enjoyed Greg Blewett's commentary and his opportunity with a bit of space to talk cricket and explain what's going on.
I agree.
So to that person, I'm like, how aren't you embracing 10 a.m. Sunday morning
test cricket on?
And also that ESPN jingle they've got going on, that sticks in my head as well. Totally. Nice little calypso.
Yeah.
Would you call it calypso? Yeah, it is.
Enough. Yeah.
So settle down.
And finally, can Australians please bring back country? Seals is doing it. Gill is doing it. No doubt someone in England's camp is doing it. I just want to see Stark call someone a fuckhead or something, please.
Yeah,
here we go.
Here we
go. Now we're talking.
Did you see this? Seals, at first glance, appeared to give Stark one of the most enormous send-offs of all time.
Yes.
When he bowled him.
Yeah.
And you didn't see it straight away live, but then Ian Bishop referred to it and said there's going to be a conversation about that, and they showed on the replay Seals. It appeared like turning around and pointing either at Stark or where to go. Right. Now, Seals later says, no, I was talking to Alzari Joseph. Like that's
Right,
easy because he's already been fined for carrying on seals. So and when you look at it, he doesn't look like he might actually be looking at mid-on rather than Stark. It's just the angle makes it look like he's just turned around and given it to Stark. Stark looks like he's laughing, by the way. Which you probably would if you bowl 150 Ks and you're about to have a crack with a pink cake. But it was nice. It was a good little bit of emotion.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we're obviously saying it in this test match here in the UK, but it is nice to see that it could be in the locker for Australia. You know, it is sitting dormant somewhere deep within our DNA. You know what I mean? It is there somewhere now. It's not required right now, but one loss.
Look, it's pretty clear what's going to happen with this Australian team. Their conduct under Cummins is going to be exemplary while he's captain. And then when the moment the graphs intersect or the downward trend really starts to take hold and they move on to new players, the calls for a military armament of cunts in Australia will rise once again. It's just like fashion.
Weapons grade cunts.
It is. I mean, look at what's happening around the world. Hitler's very popular right now.
Yeah, he's big.
And Australia's version of that will probably take hold post Cummins. And so to that I would say, like, you're gonna miss this when it's gone. There's plenty of cunt in Australia. Don't worry about that. It's sitting there. So it'll come. It's the default position, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
So,
well, there you go. There's the end of day one. Sorry it's late, but that's where we're at, and appreciate the sledging. That's the role everyone's playing here, so everyone's doing well. So,
well, you take your licks. You spend 10 years bathing in the trough of faux aggression, and you just get it back.
You get it back. Fair enough. All right. We'll see you guys in like 10 minutes. Bye.